Hi viewers, again welcome you to YouTube channel of Chamila Devi Institute of Pharmacy. In continuation of our effort towards the structure activity relationship of various scaffold, today we discuss the structure activity relationship of phenothiazine. The phenothiazine which having diverse pharmacological action. So we must aware about the structure of phenothiazine. So we come to the structure of phenothiazine first. Actually, the phenothiazine is made up of three rings which are fused together. Out of that, the one of the heterocyclic ring contain sulfur and nitrogen, and the other two rings are the benzene rings. So these two benzene rings are present on the two ends of the thiazine ring, and the fusion is take place on 2 3 position on the one side with one of the benzene ring, and 5 and 6 position of thiazine on the other side with another benzene ring. And the whole fusions give final structure of phenothiazine. If you look for the arrangement of atom in the heterocyclic system and their numbering, then the numbering is started from the right hand side ring on the right upper corner, that is from this place, and the number is given like 1 in clockwise direction, 2 3 4. Then the next thing is come, it is going on this place where the two rings are fused. So generally on the fusion point, if the carbon is there, then we are not giving the integer number, but to them we are giving the alpha numeric number to this carbon, and the in alpha numeric, the numeric value come from their previous number, that is 4, and alpha is started from that alphabet is started from A, B, C, like that. So this fuse portion having the number that is 4A, then subsequently come to the next atom, that is sulfur, which is annotated by 5 number, then fusion area 5A, then 6, then 7, then 8, 9, again the fusion area 9A, then another hetero atom, that is nitrogen, acquired 10 number, while the fusion portion take position as 10A. So this is the numbering system for phenothiazine. Come to the next slide. So in starting, I already told the phenothiazine nucleus. So diverse pharmacological action like the cholinergic type of things, histaminergic type of activity towards the histamine receptor. Actually, all these receptors, when combined with phenothiazine, they show the antagonism. And adrenergic receptor, again antagonism, and dopaminergic receptor, again it is antagonize the activity, and serotonergic receptor, again it antagonize the activity. And if you look why the phenothiazines derivatives, so this diverse pharmacological activity, so there is something is common in the receptor that is belong to cholinergic one or histamine or adrenergic receptors or dopaminergic receptor or serotonergic receptor, which is the hot spot where the ligand is undergo for binding. So all of these receptors having a anionic site. Apart from that, they having a hydrophobic area, and this anionic site and hydrophobic area is just having a distance which is equivalent to the linker which having a 2 carbon length. So that is common in on this type of receptor, and that's why the phenothiazine are able to show such diversified antagonist activity, as well as some peculiarity is there which give some derivative to show the selectivity towards cholinergic receptor or towards histaminergic receptor or towards adrenergic receptor or dopaminergic receptor or serotonergic receptor, which depend on the hydrogen bondings interactions with the ligand to the respective macromolecule. Apart from that, there is also the some specific van der Waal interaction which is responsible for this selectivity. If you look for the antagonist activity of phenothiazines on all of these receptor, that is might be take place due to two possible reasons. One is the bulk attachment to the phenyl ring, which interferes with the receptor perturbations, resulting in antagonistic effect rather than agonist effect. Apart from that, the substitutions which take place on the phenothiazine nucleus on their side chain terminal, that is gamma nitrogen, which may take the position in the allosteric site on the receptor, and this gamma nitrogen is also able to undergo for the interaction with anionic site. So if you look for the binding pattern of different agonists to the receptors like the cholinergic receptor or histamine receptor or adrenergic receptor or serotonin receptors, then there is the some common features which I already told, that is counterpart of the anionic segment which present on the receptor, that is cationic zone. And this cationic zone is generated by virtue of the presence of quaternary ammonium derivative. So this all cationic segment interact the anionic portions which is present on the macromolecule. Apart from that, if you look, there is the some hydrophobic segments are there which may undergo through the hydrophobic interaction with macromolecule, and they also have the linkers in between this cationic part and the hydrophobic part, that is the 2 carbon chain linker which present in all this molecule. And due to this key feature, these phenothiazines analogs are able to undergo for interactions with all these receptor. Why so they are showing the antagonist activity? So if you go for the study of all this class of compounds like for cholinergic antagonist or for histamine antihistaminic compound or for the adrenergic antagonist or the for antiserotonin activity, there are different inhibitors are known to us, and if you look for their structures, the one area which is called the active site is there. Apart from that, all of the receptors having a some allosteric site in them, and this allosteric orientation of all the inhibitors are anticholinergic agent or antihistaminic agents or the blockers, adrenergic blockers or antiserotonin acid. They having the some portions which take place in their allosteric area. Although all are these having a common quaternary ammonium segment, which is the key requirement for binding with the all of these receptors. So if you look for phenothiazine analogs, these phenothiazine analogs also having that key area, that is quaternary ammonium portion, and somehow they have the hydrophobic patch, a hydrophobic area, and definitely they also contain the linker. And In some case, they may take the position in the active site, or sometimes they are also able to bind on the allosteric area. And by virtue of this, they are able to show the antagonist activity. After this binding pattern of phenothiazine in comparison with the agonist and antagonist of the various receptor, we look for the comparison of structure of phenothiazine with dopamine, because for their antipsychotic activity, the phenothiazine derivative are bind with D2 receptor. So definitely there is some structure similarity must be there with dopamine. So if you look for the structure of dopamine, this is having the catechol portion, amine portion, and the linker or bridge, that is 2 carbon. And if you look for the comparison, that is in their three-dimensional pattern, we check the crystal structure of dopamine and phenothiazine analogs. So come to the next slide. Here if you looking for confirmation of dopamine as well as phenothiazine, then you find out that the phenothiazine analogs which having a substitutions on the second position here, which is generally electron withdrawing group, and this is the side chain of phenothiazine, which is having 3 carbon, and there is the terminal amino group, which is here tertiary in nature, but actually in the physiological conditions or physiological pH, it is acquired the quaternary form or cationic form. And if you look for dopamine, in which the amino group is there, and this amino group is linked with the hydrophobic area by means of linker, that is having a 2 carbon linker, and the hydrophobic ring or hydrophobic area in the form of phenyl ring, which bearing 2 hydroxy group. And generally if we go for the superimposition of these 2 molecules, now we check the similarities. Here the phenyl ring of dopamine take the position on A ring of the phenothiazine, And similarly, the linker is take the similar type of position. But the key thing is occur, there is the key difference is arise due to presence of this third carbon. And this third carbon is giving somehow longer length, but actually the presence of electron withdrawing group on the second position of phenothiazine rings is cause the bending of this side chain towards that electron withdrawing group, because it is electron withdrawing nature and this is nitrogen, so they have the lone pair of electron which might be responsible for the shifting towards the electron withdrawing group, and by virtue of that the linker distance is quite same as the 2 carbon linker of dopamine. But if the electron withdrawing group is not there, then in that conditions the bending is not take place like the fourth superposed position, in which the length is somehow more, and as compared to the dopamine. So definitely this second position unsubstituted derivative devote from the activity as compared to the second position electron withdrawing substituent derivative. Now look for the binding of dopamine with T2 receptor. Take a tour of another slide. Here the dopamine receptor, basically it seems that dopamine is a structural analogy with the norepinephrine. So probably the dopamine get similar configured form as norepinephrine, and if you look for that, this is the norepinephrine structure. It is having the only difference that in norepinephrine this carbon bearing the hydroxy group, but if you look for the dopamine, there is in place of hydroxy group hydrogen is there. So if you check the pattern how they bind with the receptor, there is definitely the hot spots which presents on the receptor side, that is anionic area. Then there is some type of hydrophobic zones is there, in which the hydrophobic interaction is occur with this aromatic ring. Apart from that, this hydroxy group which is present in the dopamine or norepinephrine, they just go for the hydrogen bond on the hot spot which is located in the receptors. Similarly, the geometry wise if you look, there is the bridge in between the complementary zone which present in the ligand. So complementary to this cationic site is the sorry this complementary to this anionic site is the cationic site in the ligand. Similarly, for the hydrogen bond, there is the complementary site, a complementary group present on the ligand, and for this hydrophobic page, there should be complementary zone. And if you look for that, now the distance of this hydrophobic zone to this cationic zone is the linker, which is again 2 carbon distance. So the things is that this phenyl group or phenyl moiety or this aromatic moiety is able to interact with the flat hydrophobic zone present in the receptors. So this is the probable binding pattern of the dopamine on the receptor side. And if you recall the crystal structure which superpose with the phenothiazine derivative, they also take the similar type of positions, but definitely in place of this small phenyl ring, there is some bigger zone are there, and that bigger part might be responsible for the perturbation in the receptors, and by virtue of that they are showing the antagonist activity. So we go to the next slide. The phenothiazine pattern of binding, which is categorically divided into 3 zones. One is maybe the site A, another is site C, and the linker site, that is site B. So this site A is similar as the cationic zone of the dopamine, and this site C is similar as the hydrophobic zone of the dopamine, and this is the linker, which is 2 carbon length in dopamine, but in phenothiazine it is 3 carbon length, but due to the presence of the electron withdrawing group on the second position of the phenothiazine, this bridge is bent, and by virtue of that the distance is similar as the 2 carbon linker. And if you look for the phenothiazine, this is sulfur, and they take the similar position as one of the hydroxy group of dopamine, and due to the presence of lone pair of electron on sulfur, they might undergo for the hydrogen bond formations with a complementary segment or the complementary portion of the receptor. So out of these 4 points, 3 points is we discussed or we covered, but the fourth one is the ring geometry, and this ring geometry is also play key role in the binding with the receptor, because this ring geometry is able to give the puckering of this tricyclic heterosystem. It is not on the same plane, but it having the some portion in another plane that is maybe understood by geometry of the phenothiazine ring. So if you look for this, there is such type of geometry. Basically we deal with the angles that is called alpha angle, beta angle and gamma angles. So these three angles are between the vectors. If you look for the alpha angle, it is the angle of between the plane of B ring and C ring. If you look for the beta, it is the angle between the plane of A ring and C ring. If you look for the gamma, it is A and B. So in the case of phenothiazine, there is the alpha angle which is in between B and C ring, that is 55 degree. And if you go for the azapines, that is dibenzoazapines, in which the angle is 50 degree, and similarly if you look for tricyclic system in which the one ring is 7 member, here it is having a angle of 50 degree. It is dibenzoheptane. And if you look for the activity behavior of this ring system, these chlorpromazines are the antipsychotic, means that phenothiazine derivative are antipsychotic predominantly, while if you look for the amitriptyline or imipramine, which is the antidepressant activity. So this the angle here it is 30 degree, and if you look for gamma angle, that is 20 degree. So this geometry is also crucial for binding pattern of the tricyclic ring system with the receptor.